So I'm going to talk to you today about the impact of AI on the marketing and advertising industry. I think all of us understand that AI is, in general terms, a transformative technology, but it's only when you get into the real vertical applications in particular industries that you really get to understand what is possible and how things are going to change in the future. So I'm going to cover a lot of ground today. I'm going to start with a bit of a scene set around the AI arms race. I'm going to talk to you about the way we think about AI and human creativity. I'm going to specifically talk about the way that marketing is going to change in the future because of what's happening in AI today. And then lastly, I'm going to focus on probably the most visual and exciting part of this topic, which is how AI is scaling content within WPP. So there's a lot to cover. I'm going to speak for about 40 minutes to leave time for questions as well, but hope you enjoy it. So I think the first thing to say, and this is not new news, right? But I just want to make a couple of comments about what is happening right now. It's a crazy exponential time that we're living in. And there's not a day that goes by when you can't open some kind of trade press or business newspaper or even regular newspaper and get some kind of headline or news about AI. I think in broad terms, the debate or the topics really kind of go into two directions. The one is, here's my new model, look how fantastic it is. So, kind of model competition. And the other one is, oh my God, it's going to take my job away. So you have this sort of dichotomy of doomsdaying and very exciting news the whole time. And it's really interesting to see every time that something, significant drops, how the entire industry focuses on that for a couple of days until the next big thing arrives. But why has this happened now? I mean, all of you and many of you in this room are probably technologists that have worked in AI for many years, and you'll know that AI is a 70-year-old computer science field. It's not, something that was invented yesterday. So why has it only now become so popular and so much part of the everyday debate around dinner tables, boardrooms, etc.? And my sort of observation is that this happened because a year and a half ago, AI got a UI. Right? And what happened when AI got a UI is that it became democratized for the first time ever. I mean, OpenAI was merrily going along, building, models, releasing GPT-1, GPT-2. No one really cared. I think there was one New York article. But when they opened up ChatGPT for the world to understand and to experience, I think people's understanding of what this technology means in terms of the ability of machines to make content, to think, to write, to reason, first time, properly set in. But of course, as all of you know, this is not just an OpenAI area. I mean, we're here at NVIDIA GTC, and NVIDIA has been a massive kind of driver of this technology over the last few years. But what's happened over the last, say, 4 or 5 years is this kind of explosion of foundation models. And this is not even a complete chart. I think there are several hundred now available if you take all the open source and other ones. But the point is really to say that this is both a proprietary and an open source race. And actually, interestingly enough, on both sides of the sort of religious divide, there is very significant and very exciting stuff happening. I think it's very healthy that there's an open source counterpart to the proprietary model world, and certainly that is driving a lot of the innovation that we see today. I don't know if all of you noticed, but yesterday, xAI dropped their new Grok 1 model, completely open source, which is causing quite a stir in the industry. We also created this very simple use case framework that really organizes almost everything we do in our business according to inspiration, automation, and optimization. And the point of doing this and reducing it to such simplicity is simply that if you give people a framework, they can think about something and say, oh, this is something about ideation or concepting, or here I'm taking out a business process and I'm automating something that could have been done before. Here I'm optimizing an outcome. And this helps enormously in clarifying the different kinds of use cases, but also being specific about the technologies that you have to use to solve the use case. And then strategically, we have this simple pyramid framework of talking about productivity, acceleration, and reinvention, where for us, the bottom layer is really table stakes. Every single one of the business tools we use in our industry, but also everyone else's industries, whether it's coding or legal work or financial work, is going to be augmented by AI in the future. And your organization's ability to adopt those tools is going to determine how productive you are. And whether that is, Gemini in Workspace, or Copilot in Microsoft, or Firefly in Adobe Creative Cloud, these are going to be standard tools available to everyone who works in that field.